The game is called Betrayal at the House on a Hill by Wizards of the Coast. This is a reprint of Avalon Hill's game. This is the second edition. It's 3 to 6 players, but I recommend at least 5 or 6 players to get the really good experience of this game. That's a really good group size. It'll work fine with less than that, but it really shines with 5 or 6 players. So they're going to be exploring this mansion piece by piece, tile by tile, room by room. It's kind of like the Evil Dead series in a sense, or the Amityville Horror, where you get a group of kids and adults exploring a mansion, exploring what could possibly lie in there, and obviously their curiosity is going to get the best of them. There are a lot of numerous things that can happen in the game. Anywhere from a towel could actually hurt your characters and knock down their stats, their weaken them down, their strengths and speed. There's rooms that will just fall apart and you'll end up taking damage and end up in another area if you fail the rolls. Some just are hindrances. The game is pretty much broken down into 2 type of games in one. So the concept you're going to be doing is you're going to be essentially, as I was saying before, going room to room, and by explorations. And some of the rooms will trigger either you drawing from 1 of 3 decks: an omen deck, an event deck, or an item deck. We're going to talk about the event deck first. Now, when you walk in a room and you have the event marker, you draw an event card. And what the events usually are, they range from anything from beneficial to downright punishing to the player. More or less punishing to the player. And what's kind of nice is they have a thematic feel to them. It feels like you're in a horror movie. You'll have one where it'll say you see some crawling bugs pour out all over the place, and you got to make some kind of roll to avoid taking any damage from them or go insane. Kind of like it's too much for you. And then there's like some that'll be like it'll play tricks on you. Like you be in a room and all of a sudden you see ghosts flying around or something, and you got to make a sanity check to see if you can be able to deal with what you're seeing or what you may not be seeing. And then you have the Omen deck, and the Omen deck is basically the heart of the game, because the Omen deck you're drawing cards from, and that's when you start making the haunt rolls to where the game will go into phase 2. And the way the thing plays out is some of the omens will have things you have to do. Some are items like a companion or something for you, but sometimes there are things like that will hurt you. Like there's one that says bite, and essentially the player on that person's right is going to be attacking the player that drew that event card. So it kind of like the game really kind of plays each other against one another, even though you really don't want to at times. So in the exploration phase, but it happens. And then, of course, the items, which are anywhere from guns to axes to things that can help you. Some things, like the bloody dagger, you have to fuel it, hurt yourself to use it, and so it's got that balance to it. Even though this game really doesn't have a balance, there is kind of balance in the cards themselves. But given certain circumstances or scenarios, they can really tip the balance to unbalanced. But that's the way the game works. It's not really meant to be balanced anyways. So anyways, you're going to have those 3 kinds of decks. So when the haunt takes precedent, the whole concept of the game where everyone's working together exploring items, you're going to start thinking, did I really, when you're giving items to someone, you're going to really think, well, when I gave that person the item they really needed at the time, are they going to be betraying us this time in this game? Because you really don't know. because the omen that you get and the room that you got it in determines what kind of hunt you're going to have. But you have to basically, if you have two omens, you're going to roll 6 dice. If you get a 2 or better, you don't have a hunt. So you have to basically pray you roll equal to or higher to avoid getting the hunt. So that the intensity that you can get a hunt anytime really adds the element of, oh, we can basically get, you know, stuck in a bad situation anytime. So it's really nice like that. Next thing, now let's go back into the haunt phase. Now, as I was saying, the haunt phase is the second part of the game. That's why it's 2 games in 1. Now, this is where things take a turn from cooperative to everyone for themselves, or there's one person that obviously betrayed the party, which each scenario has a certain one way to determine who the betrayer is. It could be whoever has the lowest stat in a certain category, the person to the right or the left, the oldest player. There's all these different things so you never will know. So you know, it's just, that's what's kind of cool. So you never know who's gonna be betraying you. So it's kind of got that unknown feeling, you know, that anyone could turn on you. So once a player is a traitor, they have a handbook. They go off into another room, and they will read the stuff they need to know. And the heroes that are on the good side are going to be reading stuff on their end to determine how to handle the situation. Okay, so now let's go on to the components of the game. Main entrance and to the game, you're going to get those. Now, I sorted all my tokens here, but you're going to get tons of tokens. This one I got the Phantom Ghosts and Zombies, Claw Hands, Tentacles, Red Eye Wolves, and Black Slime. That's what I labeled them. I don't know if that's what they really are, but that's what I labeled them. And then you're going to get 13 Omen cards. The Crystal Ball is beneficial. Skull. Medallion. And then you have a ton of event cards. This one is Image in the Mirror. And yes, it's supposed to be printed like that because there's another one. Image in the Mirror. That's going the right way. So there's 2 cards. This one is one of those event cards that have 2 pieces to it. You got Creepy Puppet. So I mean, you really can see that this game really has a wide range of things in it. Then you got your Healing Suave, Adrenaline, a random bottle you found in the house. Could be beneficial, couldn't be. Armor. Then you have the rule book, the do not read until the haunt is revealed, a survival book, which is for the heroes, your 6 different characters, pentagrams, they're double-sided, so greatest looking miniatures, but you know, hey, they work. And then you get some special dice that have 2 blank and a 1 on them. And then you get these clips that go on your character. These are the ones that they come with. I modded mine. I put a toothpick on it and painted it. Kind of looks like a talon. Everyone seems to like those on Board Game Geeks. So easy to do, and it makes it easier to read. Then you got the rooms, and they're really nice because they tell you what floors they connect to. If horror games are your thing, this is a good pickup. I mean, you can get this game done in an hour. I mean, maybe an hour and a half your first time playing, maybe an hour 45 minutes tops, but you can really get through this game really quick, get a couple good sessions in, and you have a blast. I mean, the scenarios in here, the haunts are so diverse. There's even some ones that those of you who've already played the original copy, the new haunts that they had in the contest, they're really nice. The 8 new ones. So just to pick this game up alone, just for the 8 new haunts, is definitely worth it, because the new haunts are just fantastic. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I hope you found this review helpful.